this return to the patriarchy, return to the this idea that we were saying it just a minute ago about how women are always under the control either of the father or the husband or the brother, even if it's a younger brother.
Yes. Yeah.
And actually the freedom that we I know I don't know if we're taping or not, but the freedom that we enjoy is so new. Actually, we were born into it, and so we don't notice. We take it for
Yeah.
granted. I was born into the I was born with rights that my mother didn't have. We were
Yes.
born with rights that our grandmothers didn't have. I got to go to school. I got to go to college. I I I bought a car. I rented an apartment all on my own. My goodness, I bought a plane ticket and flew to Germany all by myself. I didn't have to ask anyone's permission. But this is new. This is only a generation, right?
Yeah. That is
Not.
true. That is true. It's just really, I think a lot of younger people, they believe, I don't know what they believe about when all this stuff happened, but it isn't that long. I mean, if you think about even like when women could get a credit card was in the 70s. People that were born in the 70s are still alive. They're not old and dead, they're still alive. I
Yeah.
mean, really, when Roe versus Wade came into play, all the people that were, I mean, even the older people, they're still alive. So this is all within our literal lifetimes that all these things happened.
That's right.
um and our first a woman as a vice president. We didn't get a president as a woman, although
Mhm.
many countries, including Muslim countries, have had women
For
as
women.
presidents,
Yeah.
but not us. Not us. We're too I don't know. We're too sexist. Honestly, I believe that that's what it is. We're just a sexist country.
Mm, so far. Well, we're coming along. It's the new world.
Oh, yeah, and
We're working on it. We are, a very young culture. But I think it's so important to realize that it's like very shallow roots of a beautiful plant or a baby tree. The roots are not as deep as we would like. And think of
wow.
the Roe versus Wade decision. Even um, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was saying, that it's shaky. She knew that it was shaky. It wasn't as solid as it could be. We took it for granted. We thought it was, the way things should be. But all of these things, like young young people today assume that they can come out and that they could that same-sex marriage is a something that we take for granted and everybody knows it and you can have your wedding cake and all of these things. But this is
Yes.
really new.
When was that? That was like 2015 or something like that.
As
So,
it,
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't very long ago when you couldn't talk about it. And um, so things have it's true that things are improving and things are wonderful and it's all going in the right direction, but it's still very fresh and the roots of this tree of freedom, of liberty, of the all of these things are the roots are very fragile, as we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, I tell people they don't realize that I'm still of a generation where coming out, even as like bisexual as I am, was a really like weird thing to do, and there was a stigma, and so I don't like just announce it in conversation like people will now and be like, my boyfriend or like whatever, they just casually drop it. And people are like, and so people of like the next generation are like, oh, that's cool, but like everyone is now. And I'm like, I'm sure there were lots of bi people in my generation, but it was like something that you just didn't like say. And people are like, really? And it's so interesting that even just like a few years removed, that's been forgotten.
Yeah. 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 I mean, in a lot of ways, we've made a lot of progress, but we have to fight to keep it.
Yes.
Like, we have to fight for everything. And I have to say, if someone had told me at the beginning of the 21st century that it would be this crappy,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have believed them, because somehow I thought it was going to be, I mean, I'm not going to say like I thought it'd be like the Jetsons, because that's clear that it's not, but I just thought that we were making progress and that we would continue to move forward, and that there wasn't this whole big group of people that are just like pulling us all back, trying to get back to, I don't even know when.
Angela, that's the point, is that it has felt like we have every generation things are getting better. The society is learning things and improving, and through science, through research of all kinds. The whole category of gender studies is so fascinating. They're learning so many interesting things about all of that. And science is leading us, and our culture is improving. We're leaving old medieval falsehoods and myths and weirdness
Well,
behind us.
some of us are leaving them behind, others not so much.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think we're just realizing that there is a force that's pulling us back, that's trying to pull us back into the Middle Ages, to the Dark Ages.
Yeah, for sure.
All three of us would burn at the stake,
Oh,
ladies.
1,000%. I would definitely burn at the stake.
yeah.
That's yeah, we would definitely burn at the stake, but we're not going to let that happen, are
No,
we?
how do we prevent it? How do we make sure that nobody's going to burn at the
Voting.
stake, Angela?
Voting.
Okay.
Vote. And you can go to votefromabroad.org and request an absentee ballot. Or if you just happen to see this and you're living inside of the US, you can go to iwillvote.com and register to vote, or verify that you are registered, because it's really important. I know people don't like to think, I've heard from so many people, well, I don't think voting is that important. And it's like, it is the most important thing. Like everything, if you do a lot of activist work and then at the end, like, this is a really important issue, we've really got to do something about it, and then we don't elect people who will actually do the stuff that we want. Yeah, I know, it's maddening, isn't it? Like you have to take that step and vote, because if you don't, the other people, all the people who want to live in the Middle Ages, they're voting.
There we go.
They're really
They're
good at
voting.
it, so let's be better
Yeah,
at
we have to
voting.
be better. We have to be better. And yeah, we're gonna keep on talking, and then we're going to keep on asking you to vote. And we'll see y'all the next time.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.